So, I'm waiting to see who's going to show up and hang out with me while I cook. Woo. Oh, somebody's watching. Hey, Lindsay. Okay. All right, you guys. I was just talking about how awesome my little cheese shredder that I use here, that's called a salad shooter. My salad shooter is actually for doing salad stuff, but it makes an amazing cheese shredder. So I just grated, within like a minute or two, I just grated like 2 pounds of cheese. And let me show you. Look at all that cheese. That little thing, my little salad shooter, is the jam. So if you guys ever come across one of these, I highly recommend that you get it. Oh, what is that? Sorry, y'all. So I highly recommend that you get it. We're making chicken fettuccine alfredo tonight. It's a very simple recipe, and by using just 2 chicken breasts, I can feed a family of 6. I am going to throw some fresh broccoli in there. Maybe not fresh, frozen broccoli, but I am going to throw it in there with it. And so it will be really good. As I was telling everybody in my previous video, I do not do the store-bought Alfredo sauce that's in a jar. That stuff is disgusting. And to me, it tastes nothing like Alfredo, true Alfredo sauce. It tastes nothing like it. So I've already defrosted my chicken. And I have also, like I said, I just finished grating up the cheese. Now I've got my chicken cut up, and I took, like I said, just two skinless, boneless chicken breasts, and I've already cut it up into small chunks, and I'll show you guys. There it is. And then I seasoned it with just salt and pepper. And then I am going to, I use some olive oil, probably about half a tablespoon of EVOO. And probably about, see, I have a fresh pepper grinder, so I just ground it all over it. And then I also use my little salt well here. Hold on, this is the neatest little thing. So I always use kosher salt. I like that they're bigger flakes, which makes it very easy to know how much you are adding when you add your salt. And I like doing that. So of course I just put salt, pepper, and oregano. I think I will throw a little bit of salt and pepper on it. I'm going to throw some oregano on it. And for the most part, I always use, and see, I turned one of my drawers into a spice drawer, and it is quite convenient rather than trying to put them all in there. This to me is a lot easier to see. And you see it in a lot of new homes where they have the actual, where you can stack your spices and all. Yeah, I just did this. And I seem to have every spice known to mankind. Even though, if you ask anybody who really knows me, I am not fond of cooking. Where is my oregano? You know what? Let's just do some Italian seasoning. I wish that I had fresh herbs, but I have never had any luck at growing fresh herbs. I tend to murder them. So, it's not going to come out with that little thing in there. So I am going to just throw this on there and make my life a little easier. But you can add whatever you want as far as Italian seasonings. When I think of Italian seasonings, I think of garlic, and I think of basil and oregano and bay leaves. Let's see what's in here. Marjoram. I don't know how you say that word. Anyway, thyme, rosemary, savory sage, oregano, basil. They're missing garlic. Garlic is like the most awesome thing ever. So I am going to add, oh, you know what else? A friend of mine who is a really good cook, she said that if you will take and put the spices in your hand and then kind of grind them up, when you're putting, like for dried spices, that it will actually release the flavors of the spice more than if you don't. So we're gonna see. I don't know that you're really gonna be able to tell that big of a difference. If anybody knows if that's right or not, let me know. That'd be nice to know if I'm right or not. Or if she's right or not. I didn't come up with it. The recipe that I'm using for my Alfredo sauce is a Pioneer Woman recipe. Between her and, I do like her foods, and I love her recipes. I use a variation of her recipe when I make biscuits and gravy, sausage gravy. Mostly I use the one that my second mom, whose house I lived at when I was growing up half of the time, and I'm sure y'all all have those. She gave me a good recipe for sausage and gravy biscuits. And so I use that one a good bit. But, you know, the one thing I've never made, and I'm curious, y'all let me know if you've ever made this. I've never made homemade noodles. Never. It just seems like a lot of work. And you know, that's kind of how I feel about cooking. It's a lot of work to be done and over with so quickly. I am a huge fan of wood utensils in the kitchen. There was a time when I first met my husband, almost 22 years ago, that I could not stand to touch wood utensils. Anything wood, I couldn't do it. It made me cringe. So, but now I absolutely love them. They're my favorite ones to use anytime I'm cooking in the kitchen, along with any of my cast iron. I love my cast iron. It is just so versatile, and it's also nice because it makes cleanup super easy. As you can see, no you can't. Sorry. As you can see, I have this medium. I have the giant Mama Jamma, and then my itty bitty baby one. The funny story about that baby one right there is that I found it buried in my yard, and when I don't know how it got there or what, but I sent it to my uncle, and it had some rust on it, so I sent it to my uncle, and he had it sandblasted, and then I seasoned it and brought it all back to new. And actually, that one's a great one to use if you're ever making over easy eggs. It's perfect. Or if you want to make a little roux, it's another good, like a tiny bit of roux. It's a really good one for that. But I've got my chicken cooking on this. I swear my stove is bipolar because I can set it at 8, but I'm not so sure that that's the temperature. It's kind of an old stove, and one day we will get a new one. But, you know, that's not on the top of the list today. But I've got it on about a high temperature. I probably need to bring it down to about 6.5. And I'm slowly cooking my chicken. I don't want to cook it too quick because then it's going to get a little tough. Something I have learned. And then in the meantime, while this is cooking, I'm going to show you guys how to put together what you need for your Alfredo sauce. So you're going to need a stick of butter. Let's see. Now, this Mama Jamma is new, and I love my fridge. This fridge is the best ever. This drawer right here is amazing. I love it. So we are going to take a stick of butter. We're going to take some heavy cream. And I know I have some because we bought some the other day, which is the same as whipping cream. Come here. And then we are going to take all of that cheese that I grated up. We're going to use it too. And pretty much, other than salt and pepper, that is all that you need to make Alfredo sauce. And again, it's super simple, but it is something that you guys need to be, you have to constantly be stirring it because it can, and you have to cook it over about a medium to a low heat because it will start burning if you don't. So, chicken is cooking up nicely. Hi, honey. Y'all will never ever hear him talk. If you do, count yourselves lucky, because he really hates it when I'm doing these videos. And matter of fact, he can't even get through the kitchen without being on video. He just got home. That means you might have to like run past. Oh, he's gonna go around. Such a retard. But tomorrow is the first day of school for my kids. And it's the last first day of school for my daughter. She will be a senior this year. So that's bittersweet. She is already looking at colleges and we're looking into all of that. But the nice thing, I'm one of those weird parents that I'm not, how long? This might take me 30, 45 minutes maybe. So that's something y'all might need to know. To make this meal, about 30 to 45 minutes. And that includes your prep time. But I was talking about school and lost my train of thought. My husband asked me how long before dinner. So, but this honestly is one of our go-to meals because my family loves it. And you can look up on the Pioneer Woman site, you can find her Alfredo sauce recipe. And again, super easy. If I have time, I will post it up here for you guys to see. So, so I am one of those weird parents that I actually like my kids I like my kids being home for the summer. And it always makes me sad when they got to go back to school. I really, really love them being home. I mean, we don't do tons of things, but it's just nice having them in the house, having them around. I do love that. So this is my daughter's last year, and my son's going into 4th grade. And so I will be back to cooking a lot more, and I'll also be back to videoing a lot more. And a couple of things that I'm going to start videoing about. One of my big passions is I love to clean. I don't get a lot of chances to clean, but I like to clean a lot. I really like going to other people's houses and cleaning. I know, I'm a little weird. I would love to go to other people's houses and declutter. I'm not the best at my own, but I take that back because I've seen some houses. Being in real estate, you see a lot of different places, and you see a lot of houses, and you see some stuff that you thought you would never see. But I do love to clean houses, and I do have OCD, so when it comes to cleaning, I take that very seriously, and I don't slack off on it. But one tip I want to tell you guys, this is so off the topic of cooking, but so many people do not know this tip, and it's such an awesome tip, is if you ever have a problem cleaning your shower, use dryer sheets, you guys. Dryer sheets are amazing uses. Okay, so if you got soap scum, you take a brand new dryer sheet, that stuff comes right off. You don't even hardly have to scrub. So that's my tip for today on cleaning. Talking about cleaning in cast iron pans, my mother-in-law hates to clean our cast iron pans. And I don't quite understand why, because they are the easiest thing ever to clean, because you don't use soap and water on them. You do have to, make sure that you clean them well. But a lot of times if you need to scrub them, you just throw a bunch of salt in there, and the salt will help you scrub off anything that needs to be scrubbed off. You can also put some water in the bottom of the pot before it really gets dried out. Put it back on the stove and boil off anything on the bottom. Take you a flat utensil like this to scrub off your pieces. Now I will say those pieces make a great roux. If you ever need to make a gravy or a roux, that is perfect. Okay, so my chicken is slowly getting to where it is good, but I do want it to have, more, I would like it to be brown, a little more brown. And there's still a lot of pieces in here that is still kind of pink. So we're gonna keep working on that slowly. I did add garlic, and I added, of course, my Italian seasonings. So I appreciate you guys very much for watching. It is interesting because a lot of times I have a tendency to get nervous about being on video and feel like such a dork doing this, especially for someone who hates to cook. Just doesn't make sense to me, but I have people that say they like my videos, so I hope it's helping somebody else make their evening a little easier by showing them some new recipes and my little bit of knowledge that I know about cooking, which I have learned from watching the cooking channel a long time ago. I can't do that anymore because anytime you watch the cooking channel, they show you all these amazing things that you could cook, and then you'll get in there and you'll want to start cooking and you'll gain weight. So, but for someone who is not a good cook, it is a great way to learn how to cook. And like for instance, folding something into when you're mixing things. That one threw me for a loop for quite a while. I even looked it up on Google one time because it just did not make sense to me at all. When you're talking about folding something in when you're mixing it, that just fold. Only folding I do is laundry. But so I will say again, 2 chicken breasts. Cut them up into chunks, and I do as many chunks since I do have 6 people in a house. I make sure that I guess you could say I dice it up very well when it comes to making sure that the chicken, sorry you guys, I'm trying to get that better, so that light behind me wasn't in your eyes. That would be annoying as I watch a video if there was a light behind me. So I was trying to get the chicken to where it is as small and we'll go further so that I can break this up into a whole bunch of people. And again, it is when I do this with the gnocchi, it comes out to be a very heavy meal. So again, it's something that you don't have to worry about as having as much quantity because it is so heavy. People tend to get fuller quicker. I say a lot, and you know what? Have you ever been somewhere and someone's talking and they say and you then all you're focused on is hearing them say and you start counting how many times they say and you forget to listen? Yeah, I've done that maybe once, maybe twice, maybe too many times to count. So but there it went again. So I appreciate, again, you guys to be watching. Right now there's 2 people watching live, and it really makes a big difference because I feel like I'm not just talking to myself and looking like a Looney Tune. But yeah, so once I've finished with the chicken, and for some reason my chicken's real watery. Maybe from the chicken itself. Again, I've never been to school for cooking, nor have I ever took classes. So sometimes when this stuff happens, I don't know why it's happening. But I would imagine with the chicken, it's coming from just out of the chicken. So here's what the chicken's looking like. And as y'all can see, there's a lot of water in there. So how many of you guys have ever made your own Alfredo sauce? I would have thought that it was really hard to make, but again, it is so super simple. And it is so there is no comparison between this and store-bought Alfredo sauce. Oh, good. So if you've ever made it, you do realize this is super simple. And I love it. Again, this is my meal to send the kids off, finish up summer on a good note, and send them off to school and off to bed for first day of school tomorrow on a really big stomach. There I go again with my ums. How many times have I said it? Who's counting? Hold on, guys. The other hard part that I find with cooking is to make sure that I have everything ready all at the same time. And for me, that is not an easy task that is trying to juggle a lot of things, especially with time, and I am not the person who is the best at knowing how long things take me. So trying to make sure that I get everything ready in the appropriate amount of time and be able to do it all is not an easy task. I am almost to the point. I think the chicken probably only has about, let's say 5 more minutes. So let's see, 7:45. Let's see if it's 7:50, and let's see how well I do there. So what I think I'm gonna start on now is my Alfredo sauce. So just make gravy. So I'm coming over here to get my big old bowl, which honestly I only needed 2 cups of what is this? Fettucine? Parmesan. Only needed 2 cups of Parmesan. You need 2 cups of Parmesan, cup of heavy cream, and a stick of butter. And so, and of course, salt and pepper. So, got our heavy cream. Oh, got to turn on our eye. Now I'm going to put this one at low, high-low, almost medium, just below temperature. You're going to want to continuously be stirring this while it's cooking. Oh look, my water is dissipating from the chicken. My sister is here. She is also part of the audience. Say hello. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
That's my sister Sharon. We have a big household. We have my sister and my 2 kids and me and my husband and my mother-in-law. But you know what? It's really awesome. You would never think, you would think that that's a lot of people to have in a house, and I have been very blessed with a good sized house so that I can fit all these people in it. But I am very, very, very lucky because I have amazing family who are able to grow up. My family's not growing up, but I have some amazing people here who my kids get to grow up with and become, and it's just a really, really awesome thing. And I'm very, very, very lucky because I actually like my mother-in-law. Y'all have met her. She crazy. Y'all, as some people would say, she cray-cray. Okay, now that chicken is really starting to get that pretty caramel color on the outside of it, which is my favorite. That's how I like my chicken. I want to see a little bit of brown. May not, hey, don't y'all start. Hey, puppies, go away. Go. So, I like it to have that little bit of brown. I think that and I will say, I think it makes a difference in the taste of your Alfredo when you have just this little tiny bit. Let me see. Let me get one for you guys. All right. Come here. Get over here. Every time I say that, I think of Mortal Kombat. It's a video game if nobody knows what I'm talking about. So there was this one guy on there. His death, he would always shoot out something and make it get over here. See that little bit of brown? That's how I like it. So we are getting there, and it is happening. Captain. But as you can see, like I said, I have a hard time sometimes putting all this stuff together. So I've got my stick of butter that I'm about to start warming. Now, get that in there. I am on Facebook, and I have people who are hanging out with me as I do a video. They're live too. I'm not turning it off. Look, Sharon said y'all can't watch no more. Y'all can't watch me cooking her dinner. But I think that this chicken is pretty much done, you guys. So what I may do is I'm going to move it to the back burner where it's not hot. And I'm really going to start focusing on my Alfredo sauce. So, need a cup of heavy cream and 1 stick of butter. So, it's really a pretty happy color, yellow and white. Got a new wooden spoon, y'all. Oh, you know what? Darn it. Yeah, I think we'll stick with this for a minute. Then I'm going to go to my whisk. I also love kitchen tools. Again, don't know and don't understand why, because I hate to cook. But I do love, if I'm going to cook, I want the right equipment. I'm a little finicky about that. And I'll tell you another thing that's really cool is I love, excuse me, my dog saw a cat.
Is it a cat?
Yeah, I'm sure. So I love, welcome to the funny farm. I love servingware, really pretty servingware. But y'all are really killing the mood here, doggies.
Ouch.
So, as I slowly cook this Alfredo sauce, thank you, Savannah, my doggy wrangler.
Hi.
So I'm slowly cooking this. Again, if you cook it too high the heat, it is going to burn. And that does not taste good. If you've ever had any kind of cheese that's burnt, it's nasty. It is absolutely, you want to lick the butt of a dog to get taste out of your mouth. So I am slowly getting this to melt. I think I will bump my heat up. I'm a little impatient. So I think I'll bump the heat up just a tiny bit and keep going. As you can see, we kind of keep stirring. Yeah. So, like I was saying earlier, usually I use I use the cheese that you get in the deli area, the fancier cheese, not just like the stuff you find over the Kraft slices. And this time they didn't have any of it. Well, they had some, but you've got to be careful. I'm not big on the really fine cheese or some like this. Normally I get the flakes at the store, but the thing is that they didn't have any of the flakes and I didn't like any of the other stuff that they had. So I just decided I'd grate my own, and I bet you anything it's going to taste better anyway. So I did use salted butter. I very rarely, actually I can't think of any time that I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I ever use unsalted butter. I always use salted butter. I think I love salt, unfortunately. And it just, some things don't taste right without there being the salted butter in it. I always get a full fat, heavy whipping cream. Again, there's some things you just don't want. For instance, never, ever, ever buy cream cheese that is not Philadelphia cream cheese. It's disgusting. Another one, and I don't even eat sliced cheese, like, you know, the Kraft cheese that you pull the plastic off of. I don't use that anymore. But when I did, I tried to be frugal and buy the off-brand, and that's another one you don't want to ever do. It's nasty. But that's not even cheese, y'all. That's not cheese at all. So I wouldn't suggest it. And then, all right. I will say that this is almost to the point. Oh, look, he's so cute. Little bitty thing of butter. Look, I showed you. Look, it's my little baby butter. Little baby butter. It's been a long day. I have been, between being on the phone or showing houses, I have had so many phone calls that I've got to call back because every time they called, I was on the phone or I was showing a house. And I know these people are thinking, you know, how's this real estate lady going to sell a house if she ain't answering the phone? People, I'm sorry. I try. I really do, because I would much rather answer the phone than you to have to leave a message, me to have to call you back to figure out what you wanted so I can help you. That is a lot, y'all. I would rather just answer the phone and be done with it. But that can't always happen, because if I'm on the phone with somebody, I can't say, excuse me, you're going to have to call, I'll have to call you back. No, not gonna happen. So today has just been one of those days. All right, I am almost to the point to where my butter is completely melted. My cream is heated up and everything is looking, and we got a nice, pretty color here. Everything's looking so pretty. Look, what y'all think? And look at my chicken over there. It looks fabulous. So I'm excited. That's a good thing because I'm kind of hungry. All right, so now we're gonna slowly, with your cheese, you don't wanna add, aw, my cousin's watching, and he lives in Virginia, and we miss him. We love you and miss you. Anyway, you don't wanna add all the cheese at once. You wanna add it slowly in batches. That way, it doesn't clump up. If you add it all at once, it'll just become this big old clump that's really kind of gross. So we're just gonna, oh, that splashes. La-di-da-di-da. Here we go. Hold on, there. Yo, take that. Some of that. A little of this. Oh, gotta stir. So, I usually have music playing, which really helps sometimes because it seems awful quiet in here, which is very unusual in my house for it to be quiet. See, it is, oh, it's so pretty, y'all. It is just melting so well. I must have it on the perfect temperature because it is doing amazing. And it's so silky. I love it. I can't wait. This is going to be so good. All right. So I am about to also get in the middle of helping my daughter apply. You unusual? I am unusual. No, I think you just meant unusual. What's unusual? So we're about to start applying for scholarships and such, which I kind of don't look forward to. I mean, I'm glad that they're available, but it sounds a little, oh, silky. It sounds a little intimidating. So, but it is what it is. I just worry because I can have a tendency to get very busy and there's not enough of me to go around. I'm sure none of you feel that way about yourselves. Did you guys have a good summer? I'll tell you something fun. We went, if you're looking for something fun to do with the kiddos, we went to Helen last week and went tubing down the river. Not rafting, tubing. So we went tubing and it's super cheap. You can pay $12 and tube up and down the river as much as you want. They'll pick you up at the end, take you back up to the top. It is relaxing, it is fun, and it's especially fun when you take and try to splash your kids or race them down the river. That's a lot of fun. But it is a great, great, great time. If you want to spend, it takes some time, depending on how much rain we've had, it can take anywhere from an hour to 3 hours to get down the river. So if you're wanting to do it more than once, then I would suggest you guys get up and be up in Helen by like 10 o'clock. And then that way you can at least do it 2 times, again, depending on how fast the river is moving. But we had a great time and nobody drowned and I didn't drown anybody. So, you know, I would say that that was a good one. Score. All right, we're gonna continue. Oh, you know what? I so didn't measure out how much cheese. All right. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I have a cup here. And I know I've probably already put 1/4 of a cup in. I have a feeling I'll end up with a lot of cheese left over, which is okay because it will get used up. I'm curious, any recipes out there that you guys have that would be easy to make. I love to make new things all the time. I am one of these people, I can't stand having the same thing over and over and over. That is absolutely boring. And we eat home a lot. when you have a family of 6, going out to eat is not always feasible. So I always try new recipes to keep it entertaining and fun. And then you also, you know, there's only so much you can do with chicken, well, we do fish, but chicken and ground beef. And we do pork tenderloins. I'm trying to think of what else. We do breakfast a lot for dinner. That's fun. But otherwise, it's only so much chicken and you know, pork tenderloin that you can do. I'm not a big pork chop fan, and I never, ever, ever, ever really fry things, ever. Matter of fact, not real sure how to do it too well, and just don't like the smell in my kitchen and throughout your whole house when you fry something. And I also cannot stand how it just, you feel like you got it all over you. That's gross. Gross. So I do a lot of, I guess you call that frying if I'm cooking it in, you know, olive oil, but not heavy, not deep frying. I don't deep fry anything. Even if I make French fries, I put those in the oven. I don't deep fry them. I'm trying to think of anything that I really deep fry, and I can't think of anything. So I do a lot of Italian dishes. I have not a bit Italian in me, but I do make a lot of Italian dishes, and I love, because of course that's my favorite food. A really easy one that we love to do is our buffalo chicken on a salad with blue cheese crumbles, cucumbers, and again, we just use 2 chicken breasts. So a lot of times, with the 2 chicken breasts, you can make them go quite a long ways if you cut them up, dice them up really, really, really slim. And a lot of times nowadays, I don't know about y'all, some of these chicken breasts in the grocery stores are really thick. I do not like that. Oh, that's gross too. I'll tell you another thing I can't do very well, and that's grilling. I leave that up to my husband. Even though I wouldn't mind learning, we have a gas grill, and I hear from a lot of grill enthusiasts that is cheating. I don't care. So is air conditioning, but I don't see y'all getting rid of your air conditioners. But I don't know how to cook on the grill very well. There goes that time thing. You have to watch it, and I get bored and be like, whatever, I'm done. This, since I do have to keep an eye on it nonstop, kind of keeps me from getting bored. You know what? This is getting to where it's almost done. And again, it is a beautiful color and a beautiful consistency. It needs to be a bit thicker. For my taste, I want it thicker, which actually I still have at least a half a cup, if not more, of cheese that I need to add. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my water boiling for my pasta. So bear with me. I've already got, do I have enough? Y'all can't see it, can you? Anyway, I have this, I don't have enough water. So I need to add some water so that I make sure I got enough for my noodles. Now, when you have small, large family, like for us, if we use a whole box of noodles, it's like the perfect amount to serve everybody. And I am actually, hi guys, thanks for joining us. I am actually trying a new noodle tonight. You know, most everybody normally gets a box noodle. So tonight, that's linguine. I didn't want linguine. What? I don't have fettuccine? You got to be kidding me. I got linguine. Darn it. Yeah. I picked up the wrong stuff at the grocery store the other day, darn it. Anyway, so I'm trying this new. Look, have you guys seen this? Private selection. So it was like $1.10 for this. And I've never tried this one. So I figured tonight be a good night to try it. A little upset because now my chicken fettuccine alfredo is now going to be chicken linguine alfredo. Darn it. was all excited. Oh well. They just better be glad they're getting dinner. Because I hate cooking. So, once my water gets to boiling, we will get that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look, look, look. I got to get it cooking. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, no. Stop that. You're not allowed to boil like that. Urgh. So, oh, much better though. It smells so good. I didn't get fettuccine. I got linguine. I thought I got fettuccine. Darn it.
You can use angel hair.
No.
Fine.
So, as you see, I totally forgot that this was cooking. No, you cannot have any. Go away with them big brown eyes, Titan. Y'all want to see him? He's so cute. Here, let me turn you around. He's my handsome boy. Aren't you? You're a good, good dog. Now I got to wash my hands again. Such a good dog. So, like I said, I'm going to have to change the post. And it's going to say, chicken linguine alfredo. My family likes angel hair. They like the thinner pasta, the really tiny. And I like angel hair, but I really like linguine. I like the thickness, and I like that it's got a little oomph behind it. Darn it. There it goes again. Okay, so what this is saying is I think, oh, sugar. Dogs, y'all gonna give me a heart attack. My dogs do not like cats. They think they're tasty. Close those blinds, please. So, anytime they see one of our outdoor cats, they trip. And it really is annoying. But anyway, so I like the linguine noodles. I really was looking forward to the fettuccine noodles because they're kind of a thicker noodle too. When I say thicker, I don't know that that's really a wider noodle. So, stop boiling. And that's the thing. Once it starts boiling, it seems to want to boil a lot more. So I just turned my heat down just a little bit. And now I am going to add some more cheese. Cheese, please. So I'm going to do probably a half a cup more. I may have to do a little more just to make, I may have to do a little, oh, you're trying to eat a fly. Okay, dorky dog. So I may have to add a little bit more. What a goofball. Just to make it thicker, which is okay. Now, if you ever get it too thick and you want to thin it out, one thing I have learned is once you've cooked your pasta, you can use a little bit of the pasta water to thin it out. So, just another little tidbit. I am about to the point, though, to where I need to microwave some broccoli so that I make sure that we get some vegetables in this meal tonight. All right. Now, the cool thing, you guys, have you thought about the fact that that poor chicken's been sitting over there and it's getting chilly? So, because of course it has no feathers, nothing to keep it warm anymore. Or head or a brain or blood or any of that. Ha ha ha. So, but the cool thing is once I get my pasta ready and I get my sauce, I'll be combining it all and it will warm the chicken back up. As y'all can see, it's getting a little bit thicker, but it's still got a little ways to go. All right. And, you know, I tried to get those lights out of your eyes, and I did not do too well, did I, guys? How's that? Is that better? So, add, and again, you got to continuously stir this to keep it from burning. Yeah. So, all right, here we go. We're getting somewhere. So, I am, oh, and I also need to add some salt and pepper to it. Salt and pepper, salt and pepper. Hey, Mr. Pinkles.
What?
Can you help me real quick?
Nope.
You turd. He won't come in here and help me because I am on video. That's the only reason. Because I am videoing this. So, anyway, I am going to have to do it myself. And hope that I don't burn it. So, I'm adding some fresh pepper. You know, I really need to learn how to do, I think it's called time lapse, to where you can video and it speeds up so you don't have to sit here and watch me the whole time. And I can speed through some of this. That would be nice, especially when it came to the grating of the cheese, because earlier I was trying to grate the cheese and I had to put y'all on hold because I didn't want you to hear that crazy loud grater. But we are getting to the end of the menu. Our alfredo sauce is coming along just beautifully. And it smells so good. So good. So now I will say it can be a little difficult at times to get it a really good creamy consistency. A lot of times it doesn't really do that until it has cooled down a tiny bit. So I need broccoli. Somebody? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Okay. Bueller has left the building and it's all up to me. In the freezer. So, I've got frozen broccoli.
Here you go.
Thank you, dear. That I am going to put in the microwave in steam so that I can add that to this meal. Thank you, baby. So, all right. So, a little more cheese. All right, I'm not gonna bore y'all with the rest because basically, once this cheese is done, I'm going to cook my pasta. Well, actually, I'm just now waiting for it to the water to boil so that I can cook my pasta. And at the end, all I'm doing is combining everything into a big old bowl. And that will be dinner. I will put a picture up afterwards so you guys can see how it turned out. But I really appreciate you guys watching. You guys are truly the best. And you keep me from feeling like a goofball doing this. So everybody have a great night. For those of you who got kids starting tomorrow, you know, I'll keep the tissues ready. So bye-bye. See you next time.